The narration in The Gift is in the Making is just so good. I have to do a like multimedia thing for my watercolor class, so that's what this is. I've got a fabric bird so far, and I'm going to cut out some leaves out of paper, and then we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to keep listening while I do that. It is Tuesday? Yes, it's Tuesday. I finished the third story, In Love After the End, one by Jay Simpson. It was so good. There was this family dynamic in it that was just like the best queer family. The next one is How to Survive the Apocalypse for Native Girls by Kai Minosh Pyle. So I'm super excited to keep going with this. I am just so happy that I found that audiobook of The Gift is in the Making. Like I said, the narration is so wonderful. But the stories are also just like an absolute delight, and I think one of my favorite parts is the fact that like at the beginning of every story, the narrator will list all of the Anishinaabemowin words that are used throughout the story. And so there are a lot of them that are like used in multiple stories. And so like as they keep showing up, I'm like, hey, I recognize that. I know what that means. So that's fun. So now I'm about to continue listening to that while I finish the last orange row on this blanket project for one of my favorite humans. I know you are watching this. Hi. I think I should be able to finish that audiobook today because there's only like an hour left. And then I'll probably dive into the Marrow Thieves. Yeah. We are getting trees removed today in our yard, and it is very interesting. I will show you guys. It's very sad because I've lived here for like 12, 13 years, and these trees are all very special, but the one I just showed you is like completely decimated by woodpecker holes, and there were some in the backyard that have like this beech tree disease, but it's just very exciting and noisy in our yard today. Child photos. It's just like,
oh, look at that, yeah.
It's so weird. The single personality trait that I have developed this fall is eating all of my food out of this saucepan. So this is very exciting. My dad just brought me 2 envelopes. An envelope from Sarah and this package from a queer writer and community builder that I follow on Instagram, Margot Feldman. They have some zines that I had ordered when they were doing this sort of like fundraiser for the Mi'kmaq crisis, where those fisher people in so-called Nova Scotia were being, and still are being, harassed by commercial white fishermen. And they were doing this fundraiser thing where like getting their zines would go towards like the funds to support the Mi'kmaq. So yes, super exciting mail day. Look at how cute these little mushrooms are. And then this incredible sticker. And then there's these absolutely delightful zines. Last year at this time, I was just like, booktube community? What's that? Never experienced it. But now I'm just like, it's so beautiful. Thank you, Sarah, for this amazing package. And then these are the zines that I ordered. Quick update here. So I started the Marrow Thieves, and I think I'm like 40 minutes in. I'm not entirely sure what to think yet. It's been so long since I've read kind of like a post-apocalyptic story. The narration style is like kind of conversational, which is cool. So now I'm about to hop on a very exciting Zoom that is a event with one of the local Ottawa bands from a little bit south of me. It's an event with the Racial Justice Initiative that my aunt has been involved with. And so she shared this with me the other day, and I was like, yes, definitely want to attend that. Well, I just finished filming my IndigAthon tag video, and I am just tired and don't feel like putting the books away. So I figured I would give an update for the vlog with an actual camera and microphone instead of on my earbuds microphone. I think the last time I put an update was when I was about to watch that Zoom event. That was really cool. It had a lot of sound issues in the beginning, so a lot of the history of the Ottawa was missed just because there was too much static to understand the elder who was talking about that. But then the next elder who talked was a language teacher, and wow, it was incredible. He has this website called Anishinaabe, which I will put in the link for this vlog. But it is an amazing resource for Anishinaabe, and there's language camps, and he does all these videos on Facebook, and I really want to see if there's a way that I could support the language camps and stuff, which we don't know what's happening next summer, but hopefully they will be able to happen. That's from the Little River Bay Band of Ottawa, which is south of me, and so I always remember driving by signs and stuff on the way to see my grandparents when I was younger, and I never really knew anything about it. And I think a lot of the things that I've learned in the past handful of years have not been super local focused, because so much of frontlines action and podcasts and films and novels and nonfiction, everything is not really focused where I live, and so it's not as readily available to learn about the local bands and their stuff that they do. And so I really enjoyed that Zoom, even though there were lots of technical difficulties in the beginning. So I guess that's what happens when you have lots of elderly people on Zoom. What else? I still have to catch up with Sarah on Love After the End. I read How to Survive the Apocalypse for Native Girls last night and was just tearing up at the end. It was so good, and I want that story to become a whole novel. The character's voice and the way it ended on such a prime note for a whole plot, and so good. I really want to read more of Kai Minaj Pyle's short stories and stuff, because they've got a lot of stuff online. What else do I talk about? I started The Marrow Thieves. It's good. I've also started Apple in the Middle, Michelle's favorite, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's kind of an adjustment to be in a middle grade, lower YA. It's been a while since I've read something like that, but Apple is just so funny. Her grandparents' house, she is connecting with her mom's family on the Turtle Mountain Reservation in northern North Dakota for the first time, and their house is pink. And so at first she's like, what? This is a pink house? And then as it goes on, she starts saying, well, it's really more like salmon. Actually, no, it's cherry blossoms. And it's just this sort of ongoing joke that she has with herself in the narration that is just really funny. I'm on page 102, and I started this last night, so I trust that I will make it through that soon enough, and then I can dive into, as I was talking about in my tag, Plague of Doves, which is just really intimidating to me, but I really am going to feel good about myself and about my physical TBR if I can get into at least one of the Louise Erdrich books before the month is over. So I hit 24,000 on my nonfiction NaNoWriMo thing today. So I'm also super excited about that, and I really don't feel as stressed out. So hooray for that. What else? I think that's it. Oh, yes. So I finished Gift is in the Making, and I also finished Islands of Decolonial Love. And can I just say that I adore Leanne Batasmasak Simpson? I will read everything that she ever writes, and I must read everything she has out so far that I haven't read yet. The Gift is in the Making was just like the most delightful collection of stories. One of my favorites was one where this like trickster and hero figure, Nana Bush, who I actually wrote an essay about in my mythology class last spring. So I have all this like random trove of Nana Bush or Nana Bojo knowledge that I feel like there's also like a lot of patches in, because it was like very, I don't know, a lot of like scholarship is, I don't know. That's a story for another day. But there was a story where Nana Bush is too lazy to hunt, but is super hungry. And so creates like, it's like, woodpecker is pecking a tree and really seems to be having an easy time getting some bugs for a snack. So Nana Bush creates a like woodpecker face with like a wooden beak, and then attempts to like peck into a tree to get a snack, and then gets completely, they just fall to the ground and get all like a bloody nose, and just is like, oh, that was a bad idea. And Nokomis comes along, the grandma comes along, and is like, oh, Nana Bush, don't try to be other beings. A Nana Bush is a very good thing to be. And then Nokomis takes them home and feeds them soup, and like there's blankets and a nap, and it says, for Nokomis is also a very good thing to be. And it was just so cute. I loved it so much. Islands, rereading this, just like I got so much more out of it. And yeah, I don't know, there's just like these beautiful like metaphors, and this really funny story that was also in The Gift is in the Making, where, you know, it's about pipelines and like settlers not listening, and so it's like very serious, but the way it's told is just really cracks me up, and it's just like so wise. It's like these Mississauga, they tried everything. They had them neighbors for dessert, try and be friends, rhubarb pie, that's what they all had. And the neighbors were like, oh yes, you are so right. It will never happen again. Then whoops, it happened again. And so then eventually they were like, okay, we got to take this into our own hands. And the Thunderbirds get the Lynx to destroy the infrastructure. And yeah, I guess that's kind of spoilers, but it's all just so good. And yeah, anyways, I've worn myself out by talking, so I'm gonna sign off for this clip. Okay, goodbye. What book have you just recently finished?
The Whale Rider.
Did you like it?
Very much so.
Oh, good.
Recommend it to anybody.